organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
This morning on Daily Iowan TV, alumni unforgotten. The University of Iowa is taking measures to keep actor Gene Wilder's memory alive.
And one University of Iowa facility gets a makeover on Hawkeye football Saturdays.
And the Coach Kirk Ferentz era is extended. Find out more in sports.
Good morning, Iowa City. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Bradley Martin. And this morning, Gene Wilder, who is best known for his portrayal in Willy Wonka in the 1971 movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, has passed away. And he passed away last Monday. As a past UI alumni, he donated a collection of scripts and pictures to the University of Iowa Library. His contributions allow UI students and faculty members to do research and fill in the gaps when understanding his work. Reporter Daisy Lee visited the UI Special Collection and University Archives, brought to you by the memoir of Gene Wilder's school life.
Gene Wilder's theater performances during second year of school, the moments of applying makeup for the show, and senior portrayal, all the details can be found in Hawkeye Yearbook, which the University of Iowa used to publish annually and best recorded the student life of Gene Wilder at UI from 1951 to 1955. The UI Special Collection has quite a few of his live photos and nearly 60 scripts and documents that Gene Wilder had involved.
The papers take up a range of material that encompass mostly his film career, spanning from the early 1970s, Blazing Saddles, a number of other popular films of the time.
UI Special Collection curator Peter comes from the same city as Gene, and he takes Gene Wilder as his inspirational idol and motivates himself to be better.
It is very inspirational, and that's another thing that comes from looking at these kinds of materials, getting those kinds of inspirations.
Reporting from Iowa City Main Library, Daisy Lee, Daily Iowan TV.
The new food pantry in the Iowa Memorial Union welcomes all Iowa City and University of Iowa community members. With its opening at the beginning of the school year, the food pantry provides options such as fresh fruit, gluten-free products, and toiletries. Other than providing healthy food options, a major goal of the organization is to raise awareness of hunger and reduce its negative connotation. The university is looking for more people to give back to the community. The Pen Pal program, hoping to inspire young people's lives, reaches out to high schoolers, and Daily Iowan reporter Logan Dunwoody has the story.
The University of Iowa is well known for its philanthropy programs aimed at both long-distance retreat projects as well as work in local communities all throughout Iowa. One of the most important programs the university is responsible for is located in the bottom floor of Phillips Hall, room 24. Pen Pal Project, an early intervention program centered around getting fourth graders and University of Iowa students in touch via pen and paper. The goal of the program is to provide young, aspiring students with positive role models to assist them in their early years of education. The program also aids in formulating visions for attending college, building confidence, and improving their reading and writing skills. I sat down with some of the University of Iowa pen pals to get their opinions on the program.
It's a collaboration with the West Liberty Elementary School. We partner up with the fourth graders and we recruit current UI students to write letters and stay in communication with these fourth graders throughout the entire academic year.
Aaliyah then goes on to explain how working with a high volume of Latino students gives the youngsters a hand in both learning English and also fostering ideas that it isn't a possibility, but a certainty that each and every one of them has what it takes to attend a university.
I think that I have motivated them to go to college. Every time we get to see them, they're super excited about coming to Iowa and asking what classes we take. And I think seeing someone like them do the same thing motivates them to continue.
The program is still accepting applications with the deadline being this Friday the 9th. Sign-up sheets are available in room 24 Phillips Hall, and students are highly encouraged to participate. Reporting at Phillips Hall, this is Logan Dunwoody, Daily Iowan News.
And while summer may be coming to an end, the weather does not seem to agree with that statement, and neither do Iowa City schools. For the second time this year, students from Iowa City schools were released 2 hours early from class due to humidity. An email was sent out to parents explaining that the harsh weather could affect the learning environment. Certain classes were lacking air conditioning, while the temperatures are spiking near 90 degrees this week. And speaking of 90-degree weather, the humidity was brutal yesterday. I know it was raining this morning outside of Daily Iowan TV studios. Zhao, give us an update for the rest of the week.
For sure, Bradley. Today you may want to keep an umbrella on hand since there are chances for potential thunderstorms throughout the day. This morning to afternoon, temperatures will stay in the low 80s with 60% chance of rain. And later in the night, the percentage moves up to 90% with a temp of 71 degrees. So it might be a good idea to go back home right after school ends. Moving into Thursday morning, we see cloudy skies with temperatures stay in the low 80s. Now taking a look at our 6 days extended forecast. Friday, there's a 50% chance of rain with a high of 79 and a low of 61 degrees. Saturday, we only see cloudy skies with a high of 72 degrees. Sunday, we finally see the clear skies again with temperature in the mid-70s. And next Monday, we keep the warm with the similar temperatures. That's it for me. Now back to you, Bradley.
Those Hawkeyes went in headstrong last weekend, led by Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz, who has decided he isn't leaving school anytime soon. Ferentz extended his contract, signing a 6-year extension, which will now make him the head coach until 2026. Here's what he had to say.
First of all, I'm just really pleased and very, very proud to continue on as the Iowa football coach well into the future. I've always considered this to be a tremendous privilege as well as a responsibility to lead the program. So just really excited about getting this completed. I'm really proud of our program, our players, our staff, and our fans.
Ferentz has also gained a raise in the new deal, making up to $4.5 million. This is $500,000 more than he was already making. And speaking of Hawkeye football, I know it's going to be a big weekend with the Iowa versus Iowa State game this weekend. Zach and Olivia, tell us more.
Absolutely, Bradley. How about that, though? The last 47 years, just 2 football coaches here at the University of Iowa. Pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive, Zach. 47 years, not only impressive, but pretty rare as well.
As Coach Kirk Ferentz has been a part of 27 Cyhawk Series games, and this season, since the trophy has been back with us, he and his staff decided to do something a little different with the trophy.
That's right. Taylor Brooks was at the football facility and tells us more, plus gives us a rundown on what the defense need to fix after Game 1.
Iowa begins its trek this week to defend 5 trophies in 2016 between the Cyhawk Trophy, the Heartland Trophy, the Heroes Trophy, the Big Ten West Division Title Trophy, and the Floyd of Rosedale. Up first, though, is the sacred rivalry between Iowa and Iowa State. You'll notice that the trophy's gone missing in the foyer, serving as a little motivation to bring it right back to where it belongs.
I came around here and didn't see it. I'm like, where is it? And I heard it was in Des Moines, I believe, somewhere. I'm like, I don't know. But, it kind of showed, the trophy can be gone at any minute. So that's what kind of, we would kind of want to feed off that and keep this trophy here in this building.
Before they look too far ahead into the future, let's backtrack to Saturday against Miami of Ohio and see what they think they need to improve on.
Passing-wise, we gave up a lot of big plays. That's something that we kind of preach about in the meetings, the defensive meetings, is giving up how many big plays we're going to give up and things like that. So we kind of want to prevent giving up more than 2 big plays, because the more big plays that's being completed, the more points they put on the board. So that's something we're going to have to do this game.
We got to get to our assignments better, better technique. There's communication a little bit. There's lots of stuff.
It comes down to communication and, just execution. There were a couple times we had a couple busts in coverages, a couple busts on the defensive line, guys in gaps and stuff. And, it just comes down to making plays. Sometimes guys were in position, but they just didn't make the plays necessary.
Reporting inside the case of the Cy Hawk Trophy, this has been Taylor Brooks with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The offense also touched on some things that they want to work on as quarterback C.J. Beathard was sacked twice in Week 1.
As the Iowa women's golf team is about to kick off their season, they're not only focusing on perfecting their game, but they're also working on gelling as a team. As they added some new names to their roster, GUMARYKATEHERION has more on the team's progression.
As most of the Iowa teams have already begun their fall seasons, the Iowa women's golf team still has 1 week left to put some finishing touches on their game before their first tournament in Texas on September 12th. The team not only returns 6 former players, but they also welcome back 3 new faces, including transfer Sean Renegade and Iowa City native freshman Sarah Overton. Both are excited about the season and ready to make major impacts on the course for the Hawkeyes.
It's a really family atmosphere. Everybody's so friendly and so welcoming. The facilities are great, and like I said before, I really didn't want to go anyplace else.
Although Sarah is a redshirt, she is still working to improve her game to be ready for the next season.
Sarah, has come here and she's walking on this year and redshirting for us, and so this is a year of growth for her, an opportunity just to continue to keep getting better, and she's already contributed a lot to our team, and it's awesome to have a local player on our roster.
My personal goals, I'm just trying to get better every day, trying to be the best player that I can be.
Sean has about a week left before she makes her debut as a Hawkeye, and it is safe to say she is ready for the journey.
I think as a team going into the first tournament, it's just about we worked a lot on our mental game this last weekend and kind of worrying more about the process than the results. And I think whenever you do that, the results will come. So as a team, I'd say that's kind of what our main goal is right now.
Sean, coming from the University of Arkansas, obviously a really top-tier program. We're really excited to pick her up. She was an awesome junior player, and we know that she has a lot of good rounds in her, and we're excited for her to be a difference maker.
Reporting from the home of Hawkeye Golf, this is GUMARYKATEHERION, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The women's golf team opens up their season next Monday and Tuesday in Lubbock, Texas at the Red Raider Invitational. We will have updates on the results more next week.
Now, not many golf courses like loud noises, let alone cars driving all around. Aaron Erickson has more from Finkbine Golf Course.
Golf. A game founded on etiquette, politeness, and civility. A sport that's played in silence. So it's a shocking discovery when I found that the calm and relaxing setting of Finkbine's driving range can turn into this overnight.
I just think it's pretty unique for a golf course to turn itself over to be a parking lot. I know when I got here I was really surprised to hear that that's what we did.
To give staff time to prepare, the driving range closes Friday at 2 o'clock during every home football weekend. The maintenance staff prepares for Saturday by removing yardage flags and installing outhouses for tailgaters. The parking department provides security on the scene to help maintain a safe and family-friendly environment. Security arrived at Finkbine at 4 o'clock this morning, and it wasn't until 8:30 when they saw their first tailgater arrive. Now, of course, it's pretty manageable at the moment. Lot is only around halfway full, but next week, police officers and security are preparing for a much larger situation when Iowa faces Iowa State here in Iowa City. But even with the amplitude of excitement for Saturday's game, returning tailgaters are convinced that fans will be civilized for the pregame festivities.
Everybody's pretty mellow here. It's a good family place. You can bring kids here. Everybody stays pretty mellow. We've never seen anything happen that shouldn't be happening.
Come Sunday, golfers are back at the range to hit a few golf balls before the cycle starts all over again on Friday. This is Aaron Erickson, Daily Iowan TV.
Go Hawks! Sports, Bradley, back to you
Golf.
over there at the desk.
Thanks, guys. And that's all we have for you on this edition of Daily Iowan TV. Have a great day, Iowa City.